Why is it at the beginning of every season in almost every sport we try to predict who's going to have a bounce back season? Baseball's no different. Like we just magically know who's going to recover the best from an injury, or we have the inside scoop on which players made the perfect adjustments at Driveline or Marucci headquarters or wherever in the offseason. Or we think a certain player who struggled most of the season was on the upward trend at the end of the year. It's fun predicting, but think about last year. Did any of you have Albert Pujols finding the fountain of youth and hitting 24 homers? What about Justin Verlander winning his third Cy Young Award after having Tommy John surgery? Both were comeback players of the year in 2022. But what about this year? There are a good amount of candidates to choose from, and if you're asking me which Major League player is going to have a bounce back season in 2023, you've come to the right guy. I'm going to give you my top 5 list, but before I do, if you're new to my content, I'm X, a former MLB player turned analyst, and my main goal in this space is to help bridge baseball's generational gap. Follow, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new content I'm dropping. Now, let's get to my MLB top 5 bounce back candidates list. Ronald Acuna Jr. is an easy choice for a bounce back season this year because he's another year removed from the ACL surgery, so he's number 5 on my 2023 bounce back list. He was already one of baseball's youngest stars before the injury, and don't forget, he hit 41 homers in 2019. Then he hit 24 homers and less than 300 at-bats in 2021 before the season-ending surgery. He had to watch his team make the incredible World Series championship run from the dugout. But look, I love that he ended up stealing 29 bases last year. He reminded us that the speed and explosiveness is still there, but the bat really didn't show up the way that we've seen in the past. At still just 25 years old, expect a 30-30 season out of Acuna Jr. in 2023. Did Kris Bryant fall off the face of the earth? No, he just got traded to Colorado and he had some bad foot issues last year. I've been there. He makes my list for bounce back candidates at number 4. The Rockies gave him $182 million for a reason. Put some respect on the 4-time All-Star and former MVP's name. He only played in 42 games last season, but still had an OPS plus of 127. That's 27% better than league average when you're talking about offensive production. And don't give me that high elevation talk too, because all 5 of his homers were on the road, and we know he can hit them in Coors. Bryant bounces back. This kid has a superhero body in a baseball uniform, but didn't quite put all that muscle to work in 2022. Tyler O'Neill is number 3 on my list for bounce back candidates this year. Remember in 2021, he was one of the best players in all of baseball. He finished top 10 in MVP voting after hitting 286 with 34 homers and an OPS of 912. Oh, and he won his 2nd straight Gold Glove that year. Last year just wasn't the same. He missed some extensive time due to the right shoulder issues and the hamstring strain. As long as he stays healthy, I think Tyler O'Neill puts up big numbers again. Tyler Glasnow might not even really count as a bounce back candidate because it wasn't like he struggled recently, but he was still out pretty much all of last year. And now he'll be out 6 to 8 weeks due to oblique strain as well. But I still think he comes back as strong as any pitcher could. That makes him number 2 on my list for a bounce back season. We got a glimpse of just how electric his stuff is at the end of last year, coming off the Tommy John recovery. He looked every bit of back. He had that 98-mile-an-hour heater cooking, and the 12.6 filthy curve was back as well. He's consistently in the 90th percentile when it comes to strikeout percentage. The Rays have 2 legit aces now as soon as Glasnow is back. Max Muncie is my top MLB bounce back candidate for 2023. He started to get that feeling back towards the end of last year. He's typically a 35 homer guy, but we only saw him hit 21 last year. Trying to come back from the UCL injury bothered him most of the season, but he made an adjustment late in the season, and from August 1st on, he had 12 doubles, 12 homers, and 53 games. Expect a trampoline-like bounce back from Max Muncie. He's also a dark horse MVP candidate for me as well. Let me know who I missed and who you think will have a great bounce back season.